anything new. Let's skip the bottom one and go to the top of page 255. Assisting or directing in the negotiation of a transaction intended to result in the sale, exchange, lease, or rental of real estate. Nothing new there. Holding open houses, opening the real estate to the public for marketing purposes. Okay, so how many of you knew that if you're going to host an open house to the public for marketing purposes of that house, that would be providing a real estate service? I'm just curious. How many of you knew that before you came to this class? Adita says she knew. Angie knew. Anybody else know? Hosting an open house to the public for marketing purposes would be something considered a real estate service? Jackie knew. Okay, I would think most of you knew that. But maybe not all of you. So that might be something you need to think about and memorize if you did not know that. If a question talked about somebody hosting an open house to the public for somebody else and for compensation, then they would need to have a real estate license, you see. So if you couldn't pick that out of a question, if you wouldn't know that, then maybe you need to make a note card about that one. That's part of the definition of a real estate service. Holding the house open, or the real property open to the public for marketing purposes. And then selling, leasing, or offering for sale or lease real estate at auction. I don't think that's surprising. Okay, so we may have 3 bullet points here that we need to give a little bit extra attention to. We've already talked about the 1. So real estate service, that would include open houses to the public. That's going to include that. Okay, I'm not going to write all the ones that you know on here because you already know them. You already know if you're helping somebody sell, exchange, purchase, rent, or lease real estate, that's a real estate service. Or you're offering to do it, or you're negotiating it, or you're listing it, or you're helping people buy it, or options, okay? Or you're collecting rent. You knew all those things. I'm not going to write these down. These are to highlight the things that you maybe did not know. Maybe they were not common sense included in the definition of a real estate service. Items included in the definition of a real estate service, okay? All right. Now, here's one that can be tricky. Bottom of page 254. Assisting or directing in the procuring or referring of leads or prospects intended to result in the sale, exchange, lease, or rental of real estate. So I'm going to put on here assisting or directing the procuring or referring of leads. Let's talk about that for a minute. Let me give you an example. Let's say that, I don't know, a developer develops a brand new residential subdivision. So a subdivision of homes. He bought a huge, gigantic property. He was a subdivider, and now he's the developer, and he's building homes on the lot in this new residential subdivision. Okay, and he builds a home for these buyers, and they move in and